Okay. And we're live. Ladies and gents, welcome. How's that? It's as best as I got. Ow, fuck.
Easy now. Just the beginning.
Want a chair? I'm gonna need so many balls.
We'll just sit on the floor.
I'll take this one. You want any massage tools?
Actually, let me see how the crossbar is pretty tight.
You always gotta dual wield something. No reason to just
Look at you.
work one.
Would you
at a time.
steal this from the
That's it, Lake Erie.
You stole this from the batting cages.
I was in the fucking lake.
I used to-
kayaking.
I used to crush these things back in the
I'm
day.
gonna take extra. This thing too. I want my feet. Oh, let me see my feet.
Alright.
I want my. Doesn't even matter. I'm gonna be getting up and sitting down so many times because my beer's way over there. Ooh, let's start
Why
off.
don't you grab your beer for our impromptu non-podcast podcast?
Yes, since I have so many views on my.
Looks like Ian messaged you actually.
It's Mr. Joseph.
Joseph next door.
Joseph Future.
Copy that.
Oh my gosh. So, since everybody loves our wonderful old-fashioned beer review articles,
We do beer review articles too.
we can since we both have one.
We
How
can.
about that?
Well,
What did you grab
I'm still
from
trying
that?
to process everything else that's going on right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I've definitely we've both enjoyed some medicinal.
You can't even say weed. Oil.
I always say we.
Hash oil.
And these are vlogs just for me.
Yep.
Yes. Well, it's medicinal as far as these guys go.
That's what's up.
Because I don't know when this will be watched. I don't know who's gonna watch it.
Now,
so
what are you recording this on right now?
this is YouTube. Hi YouTube.
YouTube? Is this how you? I've never made a YouTube video. Is this how you record on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
alright.
have like 6 gigabytes of space to use
Okay.
all at once. It has like it's got to be like 3 hours long.
Very
I
cool.
usually make like a half hour or an hour long video of just absolute nonsense and nothing else.
Now, is this a porter or a stout?
I don't even know which one you grabbed. The brownie?
Yes. Actually, that's the one you gave me. That was a porter, I think.
Who hog? Who hog?
Normally they'll like list the flavor of the beer on the can and it tastes nothing like it. Like, oh, where'd you
Mine's
get
a
the blueberries
flavor.
from or whatever. This one actually tastes like a brownie.
That one's a good one.
It's got a really, I'm not
That
a
one's
crazy beer snob, it's got a really nice finish to it. You're
Don't
saying
do
that-
anything.
You're saying your little breakfast stout there is kind of
That's just the
overwhelming, huh?
first. I haven't even tasted it yet. I had to do a little froth test with
Have a nice little head on
mist
it.
pour of mine. Yeah, and it was because of my oh so awesome. Also, something found in the trash can.
Okay.
But it does hold the entire 16
Well,
ounces. And
this
don't
holds
pour it
16
right,
ounces.
which I usually don't. because
Looks like an
it's-
oversized coffee mug. Is it actually made out of wood?
I don't know. That's
You ever see the ones they'll make? It's some of them are wood, some of them are just porcelain or whatever, or ceramic, and it'll have a bowl. It'll have a bowl on the handle, and you pull.
a bowl.
It's like a normal cup. You put coffee
Oh,
in it.
I've
It's like a sideways bowl.
Right? Yeah.
Those are pretty cool.
My God, I need to
For a wake and bake, son.
All right, let's see what we have here. Did you try?
No,
Did you taste? That is our breakfast stout, Mr. Bamba Lamb. Ya Bamba Bamba Lamb. Bamba
I understand why it's a breakfast dive.
breakfast stout.
Very coffee-ish.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Do they make beer with actual caffeine in it?
do they caffeine infused beer?
Does it
Yeah,
have
it's called
caffeine in
Lights Hard.
it? Whatever.
No, that wasn't good enough. I have to work on an actual humoristic style personality.
I
I
know.
don't necessarily have someone to talk to ever.
Yeah, we're just gonna
But
shoot the shit.
that was just the best I got.
We're gonna shoot the shit. You picked like the least interesting person to talk to, but
Well, I'm glad we can get the
you wanna get deep,
least
we-
interested ones out the way first.
if you want to get deep, we can get deep.
Oh, I know we can. I know we will. If we're not already.
Right. You think we're in the quarantine next week?
Yes. Oh, so update time frame. Give us a time frame or something while I
time frame for when we're potentially going to quarantine or what?
Nowadays, so biggest part of vlogging is not knowing when my viewership will actually watch the video. So I always have to start with like when and where.
Cleveland, Ohio.
I would have said Ma's basement.
In my mom's basement. Or, I'm sorry, my mom in Mike's basement.
November. Oh, I'm out of here.
Was it November
Month.
14th? I think it's 14th.
What, of last year?
Or is it the 15th?
I came here.
No, I'm saying like what's today's date? I know. When you
Oh
came.
gosh, this is what I'm trying to figure out in the back of my head too.
I think it's the 14th, maybe the 15th.
Yeah, because yesterday was Friday.
Friday. It's November, possibly 14th, 2020, in my mother's basement.
Yes.
I do not live here.
Location, time, set out the way. Usually get those in like 3 minutes. 6 minutes in, finally got it.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere, man. You see the Rogan podcast are like 2 hours long, 3 hours long.
Yeah, at least you know
He
the
gets
date.
10 million views on it.
At least it tells you the date soon.
Yeah. We'll have to download that
That's
podcast app
wow.
next time and put it on.
Very, very strong.
So, back to the potential quarantine next
Yeah, that's
week.
not a stout. That's a porter, right? It tastes more like a porter, as if I know the difference.
It's usually a breakfast stout. I've never heard of a breakfast porter.
Well, it's the only beer you drink.
Whatever.
Honestly, coffee. It's a little strong. I would just say the first thing I think of is like the IBUs at like 70 at least. I don't know.
70?
Yeah. Because I have,
Was that International Beer Units?
I think, no, bite units.
What is that?
International bite.
does
So
that
the
mean?
kick, I think. It's like the,
Like the
like
aftertaste?
there's a flavor and then there's, that went.
It's gone.
God. Yeah, my brother taught me that one. IBUs, International Bite Units. And it's like, to me, it's
Is that what it really
this part of the flavor.
Does it really stand for International Bite Unit?
I think so. I think
Anybody that's watching, if you if you actually watch the video and you get this far, I will be pretty surprised about that. Just
IBUs,
leave
bite
in the
units.
comments.
Numbers, I believe, are 1 to like 150.
1 to 150.
Maybe 2, but
And
I
what did you say-
usually
would you
see
say this
things
one is?
like, what this? It didn't say it, but it might say on there.
Listen, this is turning into the
Oh,
snobbiest.
for real, this is
This is
okay.
turning into the snobbiest.
Alcohol's a 10er, so it might just be alcohol. But then again, I had like a 14.8 the other day, and it went down smooth. Like it had flavor. That was Death. No, Death. Cafe Death by Revolution Brewing Company.
I feel like I don't know if I've heard of that.
And that was a chocolate. It's a chocolate coffee, but wow, is it way smoother. It was way more chocolate infused and like smooth, rich, bold. But it wasn't.
Kind of actual flavors were in it.
It didn't have like this. Is like you can taste alcohol, you can feel the alcohol.
Yeah.
It has flavor, but yeah, this will be felt pretty soon.
Yeah, well, you only buy like 10.5% beers. It's basically just below wine.
We're getting stouts because it's our winter time.
So this is the first official attempt at the podcast here. That's exciting, right? If this takes off or even gets like a couple viewers,
Beyond all,
just enough
the-
viewers for us to want to make another one. This is
the real one.
day 1, episode 1,
Yeah,
and I get to be featured on
because
that
I do
for when we
a lot
turn
of
into Joe Rogan.
editing, and I'll put that right on the title screen.
We'll have some interesting characters on though. We'll get some people over.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
I wish I would have recorded when we were at your place talking to whoever
Yeah.
the heck we were talking to.
We were just
Which I
that
still
was
have.
my brother-in-law. He's an Olympic weightlifter competitively. Been doing it for only 11 months now, but he was a powerlifter before that. And he's been an athlete his whole life, so he knows about movement patterns.
And the female.
His wife, her name's Maddie. She's
Which makes
I guess
me
she's a
your-
weightlifter too. I think she's more dabbling into the CrossFit aspect, but she used to be a gymnast, and she's a medical massage therapist by day. So she knows all about different movement patterns, pressure points, etc.
Apparently.
Yeah. And I was actually pretty.
Your sister?
She's
Who is she?
It's Leslie's sister.
Leslie's sister. Okay, good.
And she taught
Brother-in-law.
She taught us how to put the you ever hear the kinesiology tape? You ever see athletes, like CrossFit athletes, walking around with that tape on their arms or legs?
Yeah, we went into that one. I just had no clue.
She
so when I asked her,
she applied that to my She applied that to my left knee because I was having some pain from squatting. I just came off a 9-week squat program where I was squatting 5 days a week, and I was having some left knee pain. Surprise! And she put the tape on it, and I feel like it relieved some of the symptoms. And I don't know if that was just like a placebo effect, but I think it actually alleviated some of the symptoms.
Where'd you
kind of cool.
Remember?
It was on my left knee, so it was almost in like a square, where in
so like the dudes that I saw.
well, you have each piece of tape. Obviously, the tape's in a straight line, and then the piece of tape that's perpendicular to it that goes around the affected area is going to overlap. So they're going to pull tension on each other. And I guess the science behind that theory, whatever you want to call it, is that it almost like lifts your skin off the muscle fascia, which is a small layer of muscle right under your skin, which is where a lot of pain can potentially come from.
So what I heard for her saying was fascia off of the muscle.
I say fascia, whatever you want.
Yeah.
I said fascia, I don't know why.
No, off the fascia comes off the muscle rather than skin off the fascia.
No, skin off the fascia because the tape is on top of the skin. The fascia is underneath.
In which acid? So then what?
It's like for muscle pain though. You're not going to be able to use it for joint pain.
Well, I understand why. The overall reason for anything that we do. I mean, your tapes, your foam rolling, you got to use something. But I'm trying to figure out. Because wearing tape, in my mind, there's no actual physical thing involved. There's nothing being done.
Well,
at least
it holds tension on the skin. So you have a piece of tape here.
Right. So
you put the other one here. This piece of tape overlapping here is going to pull tension like that. And you put it just kind of all around where the affected area is, whether it be your knee, your shoulder, your bicep, your calf, whatever.
This. Here we go. We're going to
I think there are more effective ways of dealing with stuff.
You want to take this muscle and this muscle. And do what? This is seriously
assuming somewhere in this region is hurting you.
Right, I have knee pain. But the knees are...
It's not going to touch your joint.
The knee is held in place by ligaments, tendons...
It doesn't do anything with the ligaments or tendons, it's just the muscle fascia.
And which one is the end? Tendons are the ends of the muscles. Ligaments connect muscle to muscle.
No, negative. Tendons. Hang on. Tendons are muscle to muscle. Ligaments.
Tendons are muscle to muscle.
Correct. Ligaments are bone to bone. And there's nothing that connects your bones to your bones. That's not a thing.
Bones to muscle?
There's bones to muscles, ligament. There are bone sockets. Aside from maybe some cartilage, aside from maybe some cartilage for your rib cage, cartilaginous material that acts as like the bursa sac.
This guy.
Muscle basically keeps everything in one piece.
This guy, the TFL. Is that it?
Your IT band is right.
IT band. Where's the TFL? Tensor fascial lactate.
I don't know. We're getting above my knowledge level. I don't know.
Maybe it was just me. So IT band.
Your IT band
is a what?
Your IT band runs down your medial thigh.
Is it it's like
a
gluteus?
It's a thin, like, I don't want to steer anybody wrong because, like I said, my knowledge is limited in this respect.
To each their own, y'all.
But your IT band is a small group of muscle that runs up your medial thigh.
What does it connect to? Where does it start? Where does it end?
I'm assuming it goes from the head of your quad all the way up to your glutes. I know for sure it at least runs on the outside because I've rolled it out and it causes me much pain.
I assume it's knee to hip joint.
I don't know. I don't know if it connects to another muscle group or if it connects to your actual hip.
Knee is just like, I assumed IT band. I want to go back to like the tape. Because the tape you're saying is just
It just
stretching and pulling.
It provides gentle tension on your skin that is in turn going to just gently lift.
So the bands I use.
Basically, it's
trying to
like
relate something.
Well, what I'm saying is with muscle fascia, there could be a little bit of inflammation, which causes you pain, and just relieving a little bit of tension from that is going to alleviate some of the pain. It's not a fix, and like I said, there are way more effective ways of dealing with the pain. But if you're going to train or something like that, it can make your training session relatively pain-free, assuming that's what you're dealing with is some muscle fascia.
You wear it during training as well.
Yeah, because the tape is elastic.
Okay.
You should know something about this. You're like the most mobile dude I know.
I have never used tape because I don't know.
Like I said, I have a muscle stimulator. I foam roll. I stretch.
Muscle stimulator.
Yeah, that's another thing. Some people can be skeptical about it.
Muscle stimulator.
It's a small dose of electricity. You know, it goes on those little electrode-looking things. You put it.
The pin and needle thing.
No.
Sticking out. Those are what are those?
That's like dry
Electrostimulation.
That's like dry needling. Physical therapists will do it. I don't know the exact term.
And what are
for
you
it.
talking about? These are things you have to actually pay for. The tape.
You can buy the tape. You can buy the
knowledge.
muscle stimulator, and it's easy to put it on.
What is it like a weight, like a belt?
No, it's just core. You ever have an EKG done in the hospital? They ever have to hook you up to a cardiac monitor or put stickers on you or anything like that?
No, nope.
Okay, so it's
Never.
just tiny. Listen, it's just tiny electric transmitting stickers that they put on you. There's like a gel.
Yeah.
Right, and it can transmit electricity. It's a medium that electricity can cross over. It's got the electrode hooked to it, and that goes back to the main body of the machine. In
Right.
which case, you set the voltage that you want it to. Is very low, mind you. It won't cause you pain unless you crank it all the way up. And you're going to feel like your muscles contract, and it does different pulses.
So
and
these are
mimics
the
different.
videos where people are standing still, yet bump, 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 bump,
Yep.
bump, bump, bump.
Yep.
Is it?
It works.
It's
I think it works.
okay. So what is it working? So
If you're having
stimulation.
pain, so I use it a lot for my lower back because I have a lot of lower muscular back pain from training sessions and just being an old person. So I'll put it on there. And like I said, you don't want to do it immediately, especially if there's inflammation, but you can put that on after, like I said, a hard training session. You just have, just trickle down pain.
I guess I know it. What I try and differentiate between in training is useful is in the realm of the user, right? So what's useful for me might not be useful for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then we can go into products all day and say what's useful or not, and I can pretty much guarantee you that most of the products that are quote unquote on our monitors really don't serve as
a lot of these people who run companies or inventors of different products are gonna promote it. They're gonna promise you the world with what they're promoting. Like CBD oil. You ever use CBD oil before?
Not properly.
Okay.
How about
CBD oil? It's like those old school elixirs back in the 1800s or the early 1900s, where we got this and it's gonna cure your hair loss or whatever. And it was a magic droplet that you would put on your tongue. And that's what these CBD companies are using. It's basically a cure-all. Do you read the stuff that it cures allegedly? And I've used CBD oil
anything
before.
and everything.
Anything and everything. It cures
any
any and all ailments. I've used CBD oil. I drank the Kool-Aid and I did use CBD oil. I use topical CBD oil, the tincture that you put on your tongue. I've eaten CBD gummies, you name it. And I smoked
tasty too.
And I've smoked a lot of weed which has CBD in it. And like I said, maybe initially there was a placebo effect where I was like, oh hey, this is taking my pain down. And I want to believe that because I just paid $100 for a freaking CBD droplet or dropper. But in the grand scheme of things, no, I don't think it really does much. I think maybe to a certain degree, but it's nothing significant from what I can tell.
For the right
And it's-
user. I mean, to each.
I think instead of relying on CBD oil and medication and all these other quick fixes, fat pills, etc., whatever, I think we need to promote a healthy nutrition and general lifestyle. A healthy nutrition plan,
Gosh.
a regular exercise routine for everybody, but no, they don't want to talk about that because that doesn't make money, especially for pharmaceutical companies and the hospitals. And as long as pharmaceutical companies are running the show, they're going to tell you, hey, don't do this, but if you end up getting high blood pressure, we got a pill for that.
It's a very demanding area.
It is.
It's been overlooked.
You want to clear your high blood pressure, you take a pill that might cause diabetes or other certain diseases or even death and stuff. It's like, dude, I'd rather just live with the high blood pressure. And it's very curable.
Well, the thing
Half of
is,
these things
high
are-
blood pressure seems to be so easily.
I can't tell you how many type 2 diabetics I run on. Type 2, which is the one that
Can't even recall.
It's basically adult diabetes. You get it after you're not born with it. It's due to
environmental
essentially
decisions.
And it's actually in most cases it's very curable with a simple change in diet and exercise, a lifestyle change.
I believe that type 1 would be
Type 1 is something type 1 is something that you're born with. Your pancreas isn't working properly. It's congenital. There's really no cure for it. You're just going to be taking insulin for the rest of your life.
aside.
Your pancreas essentially doesn't produce insulin. You can't really do anything about it.
Great. So do you think it's curable?
No, it's not. I don't know. I think down the road, eventually, it could be. Maybe there's something they could do to kickstart your pancreas. I don't know. Like I said, it's above my pay grade. However,
So
I don't know if the technology is there yet. And as of right now, as far as my knowledge goes, this hormone, but it secretes insulin, which your body uses that to absorb the sugar that's in your bloodstream.
sugar, but sugar's like.
Well, sugar
So,
plays a
real
monster
quick,
role.
just for the late person, the type 1/type 2, whether it's environmental or not, it's still the same idea, right? You take in sugar, and your pancreas.
You take in carbohydrates, sugar. Ultimately, your body breaks it down into sugar.
It's the most simplest form of the carbohydrate. It's just
Correct.
this. It gets the body going.
It's essentially
bonkers.
That's the end result for your body.
As fast end result.
Like
Breaking it down. Kids are back.
Yeah.
Hola.
Anywho, go on.
Body breaks it down. We'll do okay. Should we pause?
Can we
We
pause?
could.
Can we pause? On
We
the
actually
YouTube
can.
video?
Believe it or not, but I figured this one out pretty recently. What's
Brady, do you
up?
want to get it on the podcast?
Do you want a
Wait, why?
cameo?
What are you doing?
See, this is my podcast. So we
What are
can
you
allow
doing?
kids on our show, and this is the way things go. We're recording, dog.
Come over here.
We're letting in on life while life is breathed in front of you. This is the future way of education. We're going to have homeschools. Kids are going to have to figure out how to get out
Come over here,
and
Brady.
still maintain the education on from the inside. I don't know. But we're going to be...
What? What?
I don't know. Education's a big
We're
one.
just talking about life.
Education's a humongous
Oh,
one.
there he is.
Ow! You're there. You're there forever. Do you think education's big?
We'll have
It's so far
Do you
away.
mind about knock over your whiskey?
I would mind
It's not
because
whiskey.
it's not my flooring. And it would take me that. It would.
Oh, hi, Brandon.
Ow!
Maybe we,
Here.
World sees you!
maybe we should do a part 2.
Part 2, I can just pause it and easily done.
Just pause it.
I usually just look at the numbers.
Hi, big boy.
Alright.
Now you're on
We
TV.
will be back in
Hi.
momentaries. Technically, we'll be back in. Okay, now I actually have to pause it.